never go live on my
You can put them out there. You can put them out there.
On my Facebook
Why?
on this. I can't on this iPad. I can't never go live on it.
What is it saying?
It's
hold on. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
Hey, my video is now, but I'm gonna try to save some minutes off.
Okay, bet.
Alright. My bad.
Yeah, just park in front of the white car when you get here.
In white car?
All right.
Alright, then.
All right. Now, what you say?
It says, sorry, but something went wrong during your broadcast. Please try again. This always happens. So what I'm going to do is try to switch it to my Zacramrella. Because I think it's the,
Can you go live?
I'm already live on my YouTube.
Okay.
So I'm going to switch over.
Alright, so I'm calling it a night. I appreciate everyone for stopping on by. I'll be on tomorrow night. Yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.
As soon as you go outside, she go get the first one burger. I told her we could get ready to start. She heard from call me.
What she said? I'm sure, like, her bro got she tripping. She looking at my grind session.
Well, could be on 2K.
I'm trying to be on 2K. Yo, I just don't want to because I know the TV. You don't hear the TV.
Yeah. Could have been on 2K grinding. I was grinding all
I
night.
had a dumbass headache yesterday, all day yesterday. I don't know if it was.
That's my first 12-point game. I never got 12 points.
I had one of them monster calls that you had the other day, or like 2 weeks ago, when you said you had a badass headache and you had to go to sleep.
Hell yeah.
All day. Ugh, my shit was beating all day.
I be getting that from stressing, not eating, arguing with her. That's
It was so bad. I took a shower like as soon as you went in there with your Waffle House. I jumped straight up and got in the shower.
That's why she gets so damn fat,
with that damn water over my head,
bro. That's why she getting fat. Her ass. Eat too much. Eat like a wild hog. And I'm gonna teach you something too. You can always go back to your live, and you can clip certain segments too to post. You know what I'm saying? Like after the interview.
Okay. Hold on.
I know he was looking at me. He was talking to me. I'm looking at him like. He ain't got the what's it calls on today. He came with the New Balances. He got the Cowboys at the house.
He mean business today. New Balance mean business. What with bad shoes?
He got the polos be his casual shit. Go out knees.
Agent Ratliff. That nigga got 30 days in jail for going on people's jobs.
Man.
Yep. They gave that man impersonating the officer.
Oh, well, yeah, if he wasn't a real officer, duh.
But he never said he was an officer.
Oh.
He said Ocean. He never said OSHA doc cares. He said Ocean doc cares. Ocean. But the people just wasn't reading. And because OSHA is a part of the government operation.
Yeah, I know.
So, like he was impersonating a government official.
Yeah, we waiting on our guest to arrive. She's she's in traffic, and she just called us and told us that she was having issues with traffic, and she's on her way. So that's why we're 30 minutes behind schedule right now. But I wanted to go ahead and go live so everyone would know what exactly is going on.
And look at her. Look at her. What do you say? Look at her. What is that? Mama was a road. Don't start it now. Mama was a.
Boy, if you're gonna sing the song, know the words and know what you're saying, please.
Help me.
No, I'm not gonna help you. You
Help
don't
me.
sing
Come on,
something you
help
don't know
me.
the words to.
Help me. How I go when they was in the when they like don't start yet when the beat was wait for the beat to drop now. How I go, Jordan? You ain't helping me. When the Temptation was about to sing,
Which one though?
when he kept finna come in, he was like dum dum dum. Like, dum, 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 dum. Come in, hold on.
He was like,
Let me see. Rolling Stones. Here you go, right here.
See, obviously it's something with my Marquez TV page. Because I can't never go live on here on my iPad.
Yeah.
On that one, but I can on my Zakram Relum page, which is confusing to me. But I can go live.
Probably gotta
But I can go live on my phone.
Oh, you can't go. You just made that page, right?
I mean,
that Marquez
TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably about.
You gotta do like a 90-day.
But no, because I can go live on it on my phone.
I know. Like I couldn't go live on the Little Rock Hood News page for 90 days.
Is that her pulling up?
Yeah.
She clean. Clean. She good. She clean.
Cut your damn music on.
I might should have got my haircut or so.
What's she driving? Let me see. Oh, she is.
Yeah, she clean.
Oh, Toyota.
I'm telling you.
That motherfucker on rims and everything. Oh yeah.
Oh, gosh,
So appreciate you for tuning in on YouTube. For my Facebookers. So basically I've started going live now because we're 30 minutes behind schedule because the young lady that we are interviewing, the mother that we're interviewing, just pulled up. So, as y'all already know, we're streaming live from YouTube, Facebook. We're on Little Rock Hood News or LRHN. We're on their Facebook. We're on and this probably ain't gonna work. Okay. So it did. So she's about to come in now. I appreciate y'all for coming in and tuning in. Hey, how you doing?
Good.
How you doing? You're gonna be sitting right
All
here.
right.
We want to see your beautiful
Sorry,
face in
all
the
right.
corner there.
There
So
you
that he's streaming live on his, and then I got it right here, so that way you can see everything that's going
Yeah.
on.
Okay.
You know.
Do you want me to join through my live too, or like join into my live? That's doing too much.
No, because there'll be people that'll be asking you questions on yours, and we don't want you to be distracted on the phone. Really,
Okay.
to be honest
Yeah.
with you. Because you know how some people will get on there and get to ask some questions or come in and see. We're not going to be like it was with the situation with Mark. We're not even going to
Yeah.
we're not even going to stop and let nobody say this and say that. So if you see somebody say something on there,
Yeah.
don't even let it bother you. We're not going to block nobody off or anything like that. So
Okay.
okay,
Well,
you
see,
go ahead.
my followers wanted to know where they can watch it at.
They can go on LRHN.
Okay.
Um, on Little Rock Hood News Facebook, Little Rock Hood News, the
So it's
Cash.
on all platforms.
Yeah.
Can I go live real quick just to tell my followers what to go
Yeah,
on to
yeah.
watch it on?
Yeah.
Because that's what they wanted to know.
Oh yeah, yeah, most definitely.
Mm.
We just didn't, like I said, we just didn't want.
I really could go live though and just not post. You know what I'm saying? Ignore the comments, and it shouldn't affect y'all.
Well, as long
Or
as you're
you
not,
want-
as
you
long as
want
you're not
all the-
holding the phone, because if
Yeah,
you hold
I'ma
the phone,
just
that's
sit
gonna
down.
distract you, because you're gonna be looking down. And when I ask you these questions,
Yeah.
I want you to be attentive.
But see,
of
I don't
what's
gotta do
going
that
on.
because so it'll flood the numbers to y'all's stream if I just tell them all to go to y'all's.
Yeah.
So
I
I'll do
already
that.
posted on my story and everything with a link in it.
Let
I'm
me
just
get
about
back over
to. I'm
here.
about to tell my followers real quick, and then I'm gonna hop off of this. Hey y'all, I'm about to go live with Little Rock Hood News and Marquez Miller,
Yeah, Marquez TV.
Marquez TV. So we about to go live about everything that has been going on. So if y'all want to tap in, you can watch it on Little Rock Hood News Instagram and Facebook. They type it. How they type it in? It's the whole Little Rock Hood News or just LR
LRHN.
LRHN. So y'all can add that on there. LRHN on Instagram and Facebook.
And they can also either go to mine. I'm streaming live on my Facebook, Zakram Relum. It's my name is Marquez Miller, so that's spelled backwards. It's Z-E. I even have trouble spelling that word. It's
You need an
it's
easier one.
ZEQURAM.
Yeah.
Something, and I got to spell my own damn name out.
Yeah, write it out.
Yeah,
Write it out.
because I be mixing my letters up. So on Facebook, you can find me at Z. The Z is capital. Then lowercase EUQRAM. And the last name is Miller, but it's spelled backwards. So it's RELLIM. And then my YouTube page that you can also go on if you're on YouTube is, the www.youtube, all that. It'll be Marquez Miller, lowercase, 2764.
Yeah. So we're about to do a podcast, and you can watch it live right now. Go to Little Rock Hood News, LRHN, on Instagram or Facebook, or Marquez's page, and you can watch it. So I'm about to hop off live, and we're about to start this podcast. So, yeah, y'all tune in.
Okay. Y'all ready?
Let's do it. I didn't know we could, blow.
Well, we appreciate you for tuning in. We're basically, this is an exclusive follow-up to the situation about your daughter.
Yeah.
And we're not going to say her name. That has been going on in the news. And basically, I'm going to allow you to start off by stating exactly what happened in chronological order from beginning to where it has gotten to now. Of course, the conversation, I'll just stop you maybe on a question or two just to clear up something, because there are a lot of questions that a lot of the viewers have been wanting to ask. We're not going to pretty much do a Q&A because that'll take up too much time, but I've got some of their questions that they're wanting answers to. So without further ado, you can introduce yourself and start off basically like you're telling exactly what happened, because there are a lot of viewers that's going to be on here that do not even know about this even happened.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
So, hello everybody. Thank y'all for watching. My name is Ashley Gregg, but I go by Aya Rose or Aya the Artist. That's my business. So, yep, I'm a mother. The situation that happened was my daughter was groomed. This is a trigger warning, y'all. This is going to be a heavy one. So my daughter was groomed, molested, and raped by my family members, my aunt, my biological aunt, and her boyfriend. And this happened over the past summer, throughout June and July of 2024. Should I say their names?
No.
Okay. That's why I ain't say no name.
Okay, so let me
allegedly.
So let me ask you this. How did you come about learning that something was wrong or something had happened with your daughter?
So I got my daughter back at the end of July. So I let her stay with my grandparents. They live in Monticello, Arkansas. I live in Little Rock. And growing up, for the summertime, we would go stay with our grandparents. So that was the norm in my family. So I let my daughter go for June and July. I got her back at the end of July. About 3 days after she was back, she started having discharge. And she told me to look at her underwear. When I looked at it, it was red and brown discharge. So that night, I took her to the hospital, and I just had them do a full panel STD test on her, and it came back that she had gonorrhea and chlamydia. Yeah.
Okay, first of all, let me say this. Well, I'm not.
I didn't do my makeup, and
You're good with that. You're good with that.
But in case I do y'all have some tissues so I don't mess my makeup up?
Yeah. Let me ask you this. When you took her to the hospital and they did did you take her to a doctor, a pediatrician, or to the actual hospital?
I took her to the ER.
Okay, to the ER. How long did it take them the medical staff to get the results back?
I would have to look at the exact dates because I don't want to say the wrong information, but it was just a few days. It was between,
Okay.
I'm trying to think, probably between 3 to 5 days. And then the police called. Yeah.
Okay. So what agency called you when you say the police? Which particular police agency
The
called you?
Pulaski County Police Department.
Okay, so just to clarify, the alleged assault incident or sexual abuse happened in Drew County, Monticello.
Yes.
You live in Little Rock.
Yes.
Okay, so
I took her to the hospital in Little Rock.
okay, gotcha.
So wherever the child tests positive at, that's where a case will be opened.
Okay.
So it was immediately, anytime a child, I've learned all of this since going through it. Anytime a child tests positive for STD, it automatically gets taken over by the police.
Right.
So I was never contacted by the doctor. The police called me and told me that, she tested positive for the STDs. And they started the investigation that day. They literally met with me. From the time I talked to the detective, she met with us in person about an hour later.
Was it a Little Rock, Pulaski County,
Yeah.
or state police?
It was Pulaski.
Pulaski County deputy? Or
A detective.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what did she basically say?
Well, she said,
without giving any details or full details, we'll say, what did she basically say to you?
She said that, my daughter tested positive, and so this is going to start a case that is suspected sexual assault. And so from there, she kind of just gave me a rundown of what the process was going to be, that we would go in to do a medical exam, and then my daughter had to go through investigation. She was just kind of like preparing me for everything.
Now, to my understanding, there was 2 investigations.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we're on the first one. How did they come, and when I say they, I mean the police, how did they come to dismiss the case?
So, the first case, my daughter wasn't talking.
Okay.
Yeah, so she went through 2 oral investigations where they just asked her questions, but they said that they couldn't get no info out of her. So at that point, we knew that she had been sexually assaulted, but we had no idea who the actual suspect was. Right. So I just had to write a list of everyone that she had been in contact with, and they were just talking, asking questions. But yeah, so the whole first investigation, my baby was afraid to tell what happened and who the offenders were. But by the time she started talking, that investigation had closed out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the first investigation closed out.
Mm-hmm.
What did you do, or how were you notified that the investigation had closed out?
I got a letter in the mail. Yeah.
And that letter was from who?
The police department.
Okay, so
I can't remember if it came directly from I think it came from the CACD, the Child Crimes Against Children
Division. Crimes Against.
Yeah, I think that's where it came from.
Okay.
But I don't want to misquote.
Yeah. I mean, most people know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Right. So once you got that, what was your next move? What did you do then?
So it said that it had been ruled as sexual assault, but it was ruled as what's the word I'm looking for? Like no findings. Like unsolved, yes. Unsolved. At that point, my baby had finally started talking. So I called the detective and I told her, I'm like, hey, she's talking now. She was like, well, Miss Gregg, I just closed the case out, so you'll just have to call it in, tell the, you know, to report it.
So let me get this understood. A child, a 4-year-old, tests positive for not one, but 2 sexually transmitted diseases. And because of some time constraints or because of some inconclusiveness, you're saying that the police use that as an excuse to dismiss the case.
This whole going through this has really showed me how flawed these systems are. So cases, they only give you 45 days. From the time a case opens, they have 45 days to work it, to try to find the suspect or whatever the crime is, to try to solve the crime. And once those 45 days are up, they either find it or don't find it. And then if they find it, then they have to submit that to the prosecutor to see if it's even worth pressing charges for, to start an actual, full, I'm learning as I'm going through.
Right.
I never knew how the system worked for real, but it's kind of crazy. Yep, so after those 45 days was up, it was just over. And I asked her, could I get an extension? But she said no. And I don't know if she was just telling me that or... Because at this point, I don't...
Do you remember her name?
Yes.
Do you mind saying her name?
Oh my God.
I mean, because this is... I mean, it's trust me, it's not going to be a problem because her name is on the paperwork.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if this investigator... Because what I'm looking at is this. I'm looking at it as a human being.
Yeah.
It's a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
With 2 sexually transmitted diseases. So, undoubtedly, I don't care what the circumstances are, this child is not like catching pneumonia or a cold. Somebody, some grown man or woman did something to this child and gave her these 2 STDs. So, maybe I'm looking at it from a lay person's point of view.
Yeah.
But no investigation should have been closed.
That's how I felt. And honestly, I was really hurt when the first one closed out because I felt like they weren't fighting for my baby. And I felt like, I don't know if they are just overloaded by cases, and so they might be just desensitized to it. Of on the daily, they dealing with children who are being raped and stuff like that. So I don't know if it ain't hitting them the same way, but I'm like, bro, this my baby. Like, fight, like, help.
Well, this is the one thing I know. There are certain crimes that has no statute of limitations on them for prosecution. Yeah. Murder, rape, kidnapping, things of that nature. Well, and I believe that child abuse, something like this, if it isn't, it should be.
Yeah.
It should have a no limit as well.
Right.
What's this woman's name? What's this investigator's name?
Lord.
Or do you just really not feel comfortable with saying
I don't know, because...
I mean, because I feel like this. She
That's how I feel too. Everybody needs to be held accountable.
Yes.
Say that name. Say the name. Say the name.
Yeah, I mean.
Okay, Detective Cassie Johnson.
Detective Cassie Johnson.
Is she a black,
you got some
Is she a black woman too?
Oh, the camera right there.
I really feel like damn.
Detective Cassie Johnson, and you say she's...
Oh, that's the camera. I'm so looking at the iPad.
This is just for you to be able to see you. You're saying that she works for the Pulaski County Sheriff's Department.
Yeah.
Or is it the Arkansas State Police?
It's Little Rock. I can't remember if it was Little Rock or North Little Rock. Because I can't remember if I took her to Baptist Little Rock or North Little Rock. So I would have to look at this paperwork to figure out.
But we know Detective Cassie Johnson, whether you're with Pulaski County Sheriff's Department, whether you're with Little Rock Police Department, whether you're with North Little Rock Police Department, whether you're with the Arkansas State Police, whether you're with DCFS, whether you're with CA Children's Against Crime Division, or whatever. You need to be investigated yourself. Because There should be no limitation, no 45-day limit on a child with 2 STDs, a 4-year-old at that, being case being closed. Okay, so let me stay on track because I'll get plenty pissed.
And then too, she had told me during the investigation, she told me if it closes out in the 45 days, you can request an extension. But then when I came back and asked her, could I get an extension? She was like that they don't do extensions. I'm like, y'all playing with me. Wait, y'all, because I got tattoos on my face, y'all think I'm dumb? I feel like people been playing with me this whole time.
Okay, so there was a second investigation.
Mm-hmm.
How did that start? And
So
with what agency?
the therapist reported it. She called in, I think, I guess the child abuse hotline.
Okay, so while you were being with the investigation with Detective Johnson, in the first case, was the therapist handling it in that first case?
Yes, we started working with her a few weeks after we first found out.
Okay.
So in the month of August.
And I'm not going to ask you the name of that therapist because that's not important.
And she has really helped my baby. So for just the months of her going, I take her every week. So it helps her because the kids when they get raped, a lot of times they get silent and they get very, very scared to talk. They don't tell nobody and they just shut down.
And then a lot of times you got the perpetrator, they'll tell them, don't you say nothing. If you say something, this will happen and that'll happen. So that'll put fear in the child too.
And that's what my baby always said. She always said that she thought she was going to get in trouble. So that's why she didn't say nothing. She was scared. But, we just had to, redo her brain in therapy.
So let me ask you this therapist, was this a therapist that you went and got on your own, or was it a therapist that the state or somebody appointed to you?
I got her on my own. So This is my own. I got her a trauma-based therapist.
Okay.
The state said that they offer free therapy to all of the children who are victims, but to this day, I have still not been contacted by them with a therapist. So I don't know if they just don't care, if they forgot about my baby, or if they are that backed up. They said it was a wait list, but I didn't know it was 7+ month long wait list. What for the kids who their parents can't get them a therapist?
Right.
I'm just like, damn. I feel for the kids that's in the system that's going through it, that they don't have nobody fighting for them because this system's so messed up. They don't care about these kids.
And see, that's something that, and I'm going to push forward and see, that's something that we have to speak to our legislators.
Yes.
To get them to change the laws.
Yes.
That's something that has to go there. And I'm going to make a lot of legislators uncomfortable.
Thank you.
Because with these too relaxed laws on children.
They should have more than enough therapists on hand to make sure that each child is taken care of. All of these children who went through this, they need real help. Because if you don't remediate them immediately, it'll just get worse. And then that's when you have kids, then they start touching on other little kids. Because they can't mentally process what happened to them. Or they just shut down and now they get in trouble at school. Now they grade slipping and so it really affect a child get molested. It affect everything in their life, every dynamic of their life. So for the state not to be giving these kids professional help is really messed up. Really. So can we cuss on here?
Do what you want.
We want you to be you. We don't want you to change up anything for anything. So
nobody to be professional.
Let's bag it up. How did the second investigation start, and who initiated it?
The second investigation started by Stephanie Odoms, is the detective in Monticello.
Okay.
Yeah. Ooh, we can. It's getting sticky.
So what?
Child.
So what made Stephanie Odoms in Monticello get involved? I mean, because this was reported, and follow me and correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
With the second, your daughter had with the second investigation, your daughter hadn't started speaking yet.
Yeah. No, that's
I mean,
what.
not before the second.
Yeah.
She hadn't started speaking yet.
That's what started. What started the second investigation was her speaking, because by that point she hadn't told. So we reported it as a, you know what I'm saying? We reported it.
Okay, so first investigation closed because allegedly your daughter wasn't speaking.
Yeah.
The therapist kept going on with your with your daughter, and then finally got her to start speaking.
Yeah.
And then the therapist once the therapist got your daughter to start speaking, then that's when your daughter said these two individuals of and what's their names?
McGann Perkins and Bettina Randolph.
And I use allegedly in there.
Yeah.
Allegedly are the ones who did these particular acts to her. Now, we're not gonna go. I mean, it's. I mean, if you want to, because this is your story, and as you said at the rally, at the protest, you are your daughter's voice. So, like you did on Mark Cannon's live, if you want to go into detail about what your daughter said occurred to her, you can. And take your time. And take your time. I mean, have you? Let me ask this. Okay, so I take it that the therapist, once after she got your daughter to start speaking, then she contacted Monticello Police Department. Okay. Detective Stephanie Odoms with the Monticello Police Department. That's Drew County. Decided at that point to contact you.
Yeah, that's when they started a second investigation. And
what did she say when she called you?
Kind of the same thing that the first, like the general detective script of, you know, it's been reported that your child sexually assaulted, and we're going to start an investigation to figure out the findings.
And when did this conversation, when did this second investigation take place? You don't, you might not remember an exact date.
Trying to calculate.
I say about the month or so.
Head. I think like in October.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
I think either in October or November.
Okay. So after Detective Odoms told you that this was going to be taking place and that this was going to be investigated, what happened after that? I mean, how long did the investigation go before it was obviously closed?
It went the full 45 days.
Okay.
And let me see, what was the other question you asked me?
And what was the reason for closing the second one?
So with this one, they said that there was not evidence to support my daughter's statement. See, my baby did so good. She went in there and she told everything. Said everything that happened, but they basically didn't hold her testimony up because they said that there was no supporting evidence. But what is happening is They have been falsifying information and hiding documentation.
When you say they, who?
My family.
Okay. And just so people can understand, who exactly is your family that you're referring to when you say they've been hiding?
Okay, so something I forgot to tell y'all. All right, so my child was molested at the Boys and Girls Club in Monticello. My aunt is the director over the Boys and Girls Club in Monticello, but my grandmother is the CEO. So my grandma got the power to, she controlled the whole Boys and Girls Club.
Okay.
And she put my auntie as the director. So my aunt has been hiring people like without background checks, just hiring her friends. Hell, I worked there before.
So your aunt, your aunt is who?
Bettina, Greg Randolph.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And when I worked there, I was never background checked, never signed no paperwork. I was paid under the table. So once they started the investigation, what I've realized is that I think allegedly there may be a personal relationship between Stephanie Odoms, the detective, and my family. Yes. I think
Okay.
her and my aunt, or either her and my father, have some type of personal relationship. Because when I did the live with Mark Cannon, my aunt tagged Stephanie Odoms in the live, tagged the detective in the live.
So you believe that Stephanie Odom and your dad has or had a sexual?
No, not sexual. I just think
Or
that they're
something.
friends.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
got you.
So I think that she has been helping them because Detective Odom said that my family told her that McGann never worked at the Boys and Girls Club.
And of course, we that was debunked
Exactly.
with his information showing that he, yeah.
Everyone who has lived in that area knows that man has been working at the Boys and Girls Club for years. But they told the detective that he didn't work there. So my grandmother has been falsifying information. My aunt has been falsifying information to the police. And that's why it's been covered up. Because they've been lying.
So it basically seems like your family pretty much runs Monticello or Drew County.
They got a lot of power. And that's why I have had to go this route. Because when you up against a monster, like you gotta scream, you gotta make noise so people can help you. Who I'm gonna go to? My family ain't been helping. The police haven't been helping. If you can't go to the damn police or your family, who else can you go to? So I didn't have to take it to the streets. And now I'm getting action, hell.
Now, I don't mean to laugh. I mean, and I'm laughing with you.
Laugh to keep from crying.
Yeah, I mean, and I get that. And I want to preface, before I ask this next question, I want to preface this with this. In no way, shape, form, or fashion am I discrediting or questioning your daughter's saying. So please do not get that.
But let me say one more thing about this topic before we change topics. Yes. So the fact that everybody has been falsifying information, I'm just calculating in my head. Charge after charge after charge, baby. Keep them coming. Y'all just commit more and more crimes. Y'all falsifying information to the police. Falsifying background checks. You know what I'm saying? Y'all been paying him under the table. It's still proof of him working there.
So let me ask you this then, before I ask that other question. Have you tried to contact the Arkansas State Police?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How has that gone?
That's going positive.
Okay. So,
and I can't speak on that too much.
Oh, and I'm not going to ask you to speak on that. No, I'm not going to ask you to speak on that. Because that's considered as an open investigation.
Thankful to God.
Yeah.
Can't speak on that right now.
So that's that. So you got something going there in that aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Now, viewers have asked me to ask this question, and the only reason I'm going to ask this question because there was a statement that you made at the protest.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember stating that Bettina Gregg Randolph asked you at some point in your life to participate in a threesome.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us
Yeah.
about that. How old were you? Who this other third person that she wanted to participate in the threesome with you,
Yeah.
and what all was said and everything.
Yeah. So when I was 21, my auntie asked me to have a threesome with her. She texted me and was like, "Hey, I wanted to know if you'd be interested in having a threesome with me and my man." Her man is McGann Perkins. He was her man at that time too. So I was 21, so that's over 7 years ago. I'm 28. So 7 years ago they was together then.
And this is your aunt.
Yes, this is my daddy's sister. Like, raised me growing up. So you got me looking at you like, damn, you been raping all the kids in the family this whole time? Like, what the? Like, you a real weirdo.
So, is it safe to say that it sounds like incest runs in the family?
That's what it's giving. I mean, shit, I hate to say that, and I hate that that's going on in my family, but shit,
So,
I'm not with that.
So before she asked you to participate in a threesome, what was your life like with your family? We would say before this incident with your daughter and that.
Yeah.
How was your relationship with your family?
Okay. I'm a kind of two-part that, because
Okay.
I want to speak on her asking me to have that threesome.
Right, because we're going to go back to that
Yeah.
in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
So don't elaborate on that.
He don't 75.
Well, okay. Well, I'll put it like this. Let's go back. Let's stay on track on that and get that out the way. Then we'll come back to the history of the family.
Okay, cool.
So with that question or with that statement that that Bettina Gregg Randolph asked you to participate in a threesome when you were 21 years of age, and you're how old now?
28.
Okay, you're 28.
Yeah.
So she asked you to participate in a threesome with her and McGann Perkins.
Yeah.
So some people would ask, why would you let your daughter go be around this woman?
Yeah, and see, that's why I didn't even want to say that shit, because I already knew people was going to be like, if you knew your family was thrown off, why would you even let your baby? Bro, I knew she was thrown off, but I didn't think that thrown off. I'm thinking like she's just a little like, I'm grown. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
I didn't think she was like.
Mess with kids.
Yes.
Got you.
So, like, I ain't gonna lie, most of the black families, y'all know some people be a little weird. But you don't think that they the weirdest of, that they're the, the
lowest of low.
Yes. You don't think that it's all, like, you all the way gone. And see, and my family had, like, I ain't gonna lie, this is kind of piggybacking both questions. I've been going through a lot of abuse within my family for my whole life. And a lot of, like, mental and emotional abuse, because I spoke on it. When my auntie asked me that shit, I told my grandparents, I sat them down, like, y'all, auntie asked me to have a threesome with her. Like, this not cool. And my grandparents, like, brushed that shit off. My grandma was like, oh, that's just how, you know how girls just talk to their girls. I said, Grandma, I'm not her homegirl. I'm not her friend. Like, this my auntie, she raised me.
So this was what's done in this house stays in this house.
Yes.
Type mentality.
And so that was kind of like gaslighting me too of, I'm like, bro, shit not right in this family, but then everybody telling me that I'm tripping. Like, oh, you the one tripping, you so problematic, you always want to argue, you just, you know what I'm saying, you always complain about something, because I always speak on shit.
Right.
I'm a truth teller. Like, when stuff ain't right, I'm going to speak on it. And so they feel like I'm, like, confrontational and problematic. But y'all doing weird shit. Somebody needs to speak on it. And so they kind of had me feeling like, damn, am I tripping? Like, damn, maybe she didn't mean it like that. Because she tried to tell everybody she was just playing. That she didn't mean it like that. It was just a joke. And so they was gaslighting me, telling me, you know what I'm saying? So I would kind of forgive them.
Right.
And I would start going back around them. And this, to answer your other question, so I've had like real rocky relationships with my family for years. And it would always be like off and on because I would cut them off. I'd be like, yeah, I just can't deal with y'all, all the shit y'all do. And I'll cut them off and I'll go like either months or like a year or two without talking to them. Then I get to missing them, miss my grandma, you know what I'm saying? Just nostalgia, thinking of the positive memories, and then I end up reopening the door, unblocking them, start back talking to them.
And I think we all do that
Yeah.
with family and friends. I mean, you know, you get some people that'll just cut their whole family up and just, well, maybe never talk to them again. But you seem like you're that understanding type person to say, okay, this happened in the past. We fell out about this argument, about that argument. Now with this and everything.
Let me forgive y'all. Let's try to repair it. And so I've been stuck in that cycle with them for a long time. But after this with my daughter, like that was the nail in the coffin. Shit. I'm straight. I don't.
Ooh, this is just so much. Now, looking back at, well, let me go here. Let me go with this one. Remember when we were at the protest, and I was speaking to you about being objective, and me talking to Bettina and McGann. I actually spoke with Bettina on the phone. And I tried to get them to do a sit down with me as well. Damn, I feel like something in my eye.
You need some eye drops?
No, I'm good. I already know it's just irritating me. What would you say? Okay, I'm just gonna say it like this. I spoke with her over the phone, and she, like you stated at the protest, she alluded to that you had mental issues. Which personally I don't see that myself, but hey, I still have to be objective. You're an attention seeker. I don't find that credible because you're raising Cain about your daughter.
Right.
I mean, you've had 2 investigations that have closed.
Right.
Why the hell wouldn't you get on social media?
Yeah.
Because now you have to go to social media.
Yeah.
You got the court of public opinion and you got the court of law.
And
Court of law has seemed to fail you right now, so court of public opinion per se has worked out good for you. Now and she said to me that she believes that there was some boy or some male. She alluded to, she was very vague about it, I'll tell you that. So I'm just being transparent with you and tell. She alluded to that there was some male that her and McGann believed was the person who allegedly gave your daughter the STDs. But she didn't want to, her exact words to me were, throw him under the bus. And she doesn't have any proof to it. Which, my response to it, I said, well, damn. They basically thrown you under the bus already. So why won't you defend yourself? Well.
And what boy down there, like.
I'm just telling you the way she told me. She was very apprehensive in her words.
Yeah.
She was talking to me over the phone, and she said, she had me on speaker, and McGann was sitting there with her, and he spoke, and I spoke, and he was like, hey, how you doing? And I was like, how you doing, brother? And That was the only thing that he said in the conversation. So the conversation between her and I.
Yeah.
My thing is this. I understand when people are accused of crimes, they'll usually speak to an attorney, and their attorney will tell them, keep your mouth shut. Don't say nothing. But the type of person that I am, whenever I'm accused of something that I know that I did not do, and then especially something of a 4-year-old, I'm going to shout to the rooftops.
Thanks.
I'm not going to sit behind a lawyer. No one can tell me to be quiet.
You would defend your name.
Exactly.
With proof, right? If you're innocent, you got receipts.
Because then she comes, and when I said that, she made the statement, how exactly did she say it? She made the statement, McGann hasn't been arrested. No one's been arrested for this. So if Ashley, if her intentions was to hurt McGann in the public, then she succeeded. Because he's probably going to lose his job.
Good.
And this and then that. So my next question to her was, why are you worried, and why is he worried about losing a damn job? Or, I mean, at the Boys and Girls Club, why not be worried about losing your freedom as far as
Y'all worried
going
about
to...
the wrong thing.
Yeah.
You're worried about the wrong thing. But look, the same thing I had to say to the detective, because I feel like I'm doing her job for her. I had to tell her, I'm like...
Yeah, it does. I mean, you done got the state
No,
police
for
involved in
real.
everything.
I found the suspect myself, got the proof, got the receipts, damn. Shit, I done did the whole investigation. But, I told the detective, I'm like, if they're innocent, why are they lying to you, telling you that he never worked there? And riddle me that. If they are innocent, why are they definitely trying to cover up the fact of him ever working there?
So let me ask this too. The Louisiana case.
Yeah.
There's an article out there where McGann at that time stayed in, where was he staying?
A little small town. I would have to pull it up.
I know it begins with a D. Somewhere down there in.
We sure didn't even say that on there.
The article reads that he was arrested and charged with sex trafficking, or just said trafficking and
human trafficking.
Okay, human trafficking and prostitution.
Yes.
So, whatever happened with that case?
I don't know. I don't know if it got taken over by the feds, and that's why nobody can find like the actual documents. But I'm sure the police will tap into it, because they have the database where they.
Yeah, state police definitely can.
Yeah, but I don't have that access at the moment.
Yeah, you won't get that.
Yeah.
So that case is just like sitting out there lingering.
Yeah, I don't know what's
And that in itself, to my understanding, when you go to get a job working around children, you have to go through a rigorous background check.
Yeah.
That requires DCFS and all that and everything. And if you've got any convictions or any charges pending against you, that should rule you out of it.
And this is nepotism at its finest, because she been hiring her friends, whoever she want to hire, no background checks. They pay people under the table, you know what I'm saying? No paper trail of anything. I worked there my high school summers of 10th, 11th, and 12th grade.
So shit, then if that's the case, then if they paying folks under the table, then that means that unless they're paying the taxes on it, that means they've been they need to be looked at for tax evasion.
Ooh. Baby, law after law after law, add them up.
Shout
out to the boys in blue. I hope they do their job.
It's just it's just, it just behooves me. You've enlightened me on a lot of information that I did not know at first.
Yeah.
Even when Cash and I went down to Monticello.
And thank y'all for coming because I could not believe y'all came. Like, damn, y'all pulled up.
Well, hey, let me explain to you.
Shout out to the people.
Let me explain to you and everyone out there that's watching. There's a difference between Cash and I and what we do, and what other people who want to be in media do. And that's not a knock on any one particular person, but we have to be objective. If you're going to be a journalist, you have to be objective. You can't be biased. You can't hold a story one-sided, and say that you're being impartial.
Right.
There's always, as people would say, three sides to every story. Your side, my side, and then there's the truth. Undoubtedly, do I believe your daughter? Yes. There's no doubt there's no question on that. There can't be a question. Some people will say, well, we haven't seen the medical records. We don't know if she really was tested, if she tested positive for these for these two STDs. Well, what I will defend you on with that is saying this. Under HIPAA laws, even though you are the mother, you cannot and should not release your daughter's medical records to the public. Exactly. You don't have to release your daughter's medical records to the public. Law enforcement has them. Medical has them.
Right.
So everyone knows that should know and needs to know that she caught not one but two sexually transmitted diseases.
And I could never. How could I make this up when I've gone through two very much so real life investigations?
Yeah, and that was gonna be my conclusion to it on that. People would think she's lying. Well, that means that you should have been charged and arrested for filing a false police report. But they know that you didn't file a false police report because the medical records substantiate your allegations.
This is what I gotta do to get some damn attention? Baby, I would never, ever want to be that low in my life to where I would have to make a fake story about my child being raped for attention? What? You gotta be out your mind. And it's very, very hurtful and very no compassion at all for a person to say that when I very much so am dealing with the trauma of my child being raped. But for somebody to say that I'm doing this shit for attention, when I have literally wanted to die, and the pain that I felt has been I don't be knowing how to deal with this shit. But for somebody to say that I'm making this up or I'm doing this shit for attention, and me and my baby, I gotta go to therapy once a week. Well, I'm fucked up right now. My baby fucked up. This shit is real life.
So, other than that, I mean, you not only is your daughter going to therapy now currently, but you're also in therapy. Wow.
Yep.
I'm gonna open it up for a few questions from our viewers. You feel like answering any questions?
Yeah, that's cool.
Let me see here.
And thank y'all for watching. Can I give y'all my info though?
Yeah. You wanna say it out to anybody? Yeah, go ahead.
So on Facebook I am Aya Rose, AYAROSE, Aya Rose, and on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Aya the Artist, AYATHEARTIST. ALLEDGEDLY. If you want to keep up with everything, I've been posting everything on my page. You know, you can watch the old lives. You can watch the protests. Those are on my Facebook pages. And you can keep up with the case if you want to. Thank you to everybody who's been supported, bro. Y'all been flooding my DMs by the hundreds of just prayers, showing y'all concern that y'all standing with us. Thank y'all. Thank you to everybody who been calling because y'all have been flooding. Oh, I need to tell y'all that too. So don't just watch this. I need y'all to help me do some shit. I need y'all to call the Boys and Girls Club Child Abuse Hotline and report McGann Perkins, Bettina Gregg Randolph.
And that's in Drew County.
Yes.
Do you happen to know their number? The number
Yes.
there to the Boys and Girls Club?
For the headquarters. You want to call the headquarters. You have to call the national headquarters. But I spoke with them again yesterday, and they said that people have been calling all week
That's good.
about it. Yes, so that's getting action from them. And you can report it to the Better Business Bureau, the BBB. And you can report it there for the Monticello Boys and Girls Club and the Dumas Boys and Girls Club. Where's this picture at? And when y'all go back and watch the live, I'm going to add this picture on there with all of the numbers for y'all to call. So the number for if y'all want to take us,
You probably just
I be
have to read
forgetting
it.
that the camera up there.
Yeah, the camera's actually up there.
I know.
Yeah, this the my and yeah and
The number to the Boys and Girls Club National Child Abuse Hotline is 866-607-7233. And I want y'all to report sexual abuse of minors at the Monticello Boys and Girls Club.
Somebody got a question for you.
Okay, babe.
They said, will the state police be involved? Why hasn't DHS investigated the Boys and Girls Club in Monticello?
So that's happening currently. So at first, so they are getting involved now. Thanks to the efforts of us and everyone involved and all of y'all who've been supporting. Now we are getting action from the state police.
So just to clear that up, so people will know, because I know somebody else might ask it. The Arkansas State Police is currently investigating this, and you are not going to speak on that because it's currently in investigation with the Arkansas State Police. Okay.
Yeah. And if you're wondering like why haven't anything happened, it's because they've been covering up stuff during the investigations, and so they're gonna have to take a better look, do a more thorough investigation because they haven't been doing a very good job.
And to clear that up, when you say they have been covering up,
my family have been covering up, and the detectives have been believing their lies. I don't want to say that the detectives are covering it up because I don't, you know what I'm saying, I don't know if that's true or not, but they have been believing the lies. So I'm hoping that now the detectives will do their jobs thoroughly. Yeah.
Any more questions?
I don't mind.
Mine just has just statements. Edward Hunter says it's really sad that it's 10 viewers on this live and about 50 at the rally, needing more. Again, praying for the situation.
Thank you.
Thank you, Edward.
Someone said, again, there's 3 different cases and no arrests.
Yeah.
And Kimberly Collar said, what's your page? Can you give her your pages again?
Can y'all, is there any way you can type it in there, Cash? So that it'll just be pinned for them? Well, on Instagram is, and TikTok and YouTube is Aya the Artist, AYATHEARTIST. I'm about to put it in here. And then on Facebook,
And I want to say this, just for the record. There are a lot of moving parts in this case.
Yeah.
As you know from other situations, when big wig people, people with prestige, people with power, um, get accused of get accused of something, it has been corruption and cover up.
Thanks.
We've had deep state, we've had whitewater, we've had all types of
P. Diddy.
cover cover ups and everything. So that is possible, people.
Very much
So
so.
what I think that we need to focus on the most right now is this innocent 4-year-old.
Yeah.
Who was molested and violated in the worst of ways by someone. We'll just put it like that, to curve all the why this and why not this and why not that, and no accusations on any particular person right now. We say somebody, some grown man or woman molested this child.
They said, who can they reach out to in Little Rock?
In Little Rock, what do they mean by that? Like, are you want to know what numbers to call?
Yeah.
To help?
Yeah.
So, I really wish I could add this picture to the chat. The picture that has the numbers on there. If I text it to you right quick, can you add it to the chat?
You can just show the chat. You can show it.
Here, y'all just take a screenshot. I'm about to put the numbers up to the camera. Y'all take a screenshot.
Yeah.
Let's see if it's... I think...
Ooh, good Lord, girl, you got all this spread back in front of me like that.
Oh my God.
I'm just messing with you.
Wait, where the camera at?
He can just give it to him, and he can type it while he right next to you. I mean, I can type it. It don't matter.
Okay,
Just,
here.
What-
I just
what-
type it.
I'm about to text it to you.
Yeah, I'll type it.
Okay.
You so crazy, bro.
I had to say something stupid. It was just, I've been being professional, and I had to say something retarded. You know, I know that this has been hard. This is a journey that you're on. It's a movement.
Yeah.
It's basically a movement because you are your daughter's voice.
Yeah, thanks.
Quite naturally, she's not going to get on the camera and talk.
Hey, she wanted to, though. She wanted to. It was, you know what I'm saying? My therapist is who said that she don't feel like that's a good idea.
It's
But
not.
She wanted
It's not.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
Because
It's
see,
not.
this
She
is the
too
thing.
young.
That's right. This is the thing with the situation. It's being investigated by the state now. Finally, it's being investigated by a open fact finder that hopefully
With no bias, a neutral party.
right. And for her to get on camera like this, unless she's got you and the therapist there, even if that is the case, a darn good lawyer could take something from that and get the accused off. And the accused might be the one who did it, and now they get off by technicality. All because someone decided to bring a 4-year-old onto their podcast or onto their platform for views and exploitations. I wouldn't even want to sit down with her to question her. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a psychologist. I don't have any other than mentoring and tutoring young, African American boys with the OK program. I don't have no degree behind me and no letters behind my name that says that I'm good with therapy and working with children. So I could possibly mess this child up worse than what she already is
Yeah.
by asking her the wrong questions or what have you. So the last thing we want to do is taint the investigation. Um, and as I was stating earlier, the difference between myself and Cash with compared to others is we don't just hold no one side. We ask you some questions that other people have not to get a feel for your comfortability.
Yeah.
Um, in my book, you stood the test. You've given me answers to questions that I had that I was gonna answer or ask that I didn't need to ask because you gave different information than, or rather not different, but you gave additional information now that we didn't know with the detectives and and how she botched the case and with the Pulaski County with Little Rock and then the other woman
Yeah.
having some type of involvement, not sexually,
Yeah.
but with your father and this and that and that.
And you're right though. These people do need to be held accountable. Because if this is how my child case being handled, I can only imagine how many cases they let slip through the cracks. So it's bigger than, it's deeper.
So, in conclusion, tell our viewers what it is that you ultimately want as some sort of a resolution for your daughter.
I want my daughter to get justice across the board. On every front. I want them to be prosecuted to the highest degree possible for the heinous crimes that they have committed. So I want criminal justice for my baby. And I want them to be taken down from every position involving children and to never have access to children again. And I want my baby to live successful, happy, and abundant life and heal from this. That's what I want.
Thank you. We appreciate you for coming on.
Yeah.
We really and truly do.
Thank y'all for bringing me on.
We will keep you in our prayers and we hope and wish the best in a resolution that's best for your daughter. Thank you. This your boy reporting live, Little Rock Hood News, #Marquez TV. It's a Cram Relum. We out.
Yeah, thank y'all for watching. And we can add those pictures too. I'm gonna go back and add the flyer for the numbers for y'all to call.
And it ended.
Oh shit.
That nigga said, yeah, it ended.
I thought it was still going.
Man, they was in that thing arguing.
And you know what?
Oh
and they gonna do, and this is the thing.
They showed their ass in the comments. You got people on there. It just, let me open this door real quick.
Okay, go ahead. Hold on.
It's good. Yeah, it's just crazy.
Somebody just